I said I would do it, then you all asked for it, and I needed a return to quick bits regardless, so let's get to it then. Get ready to shake, bake, and feel the quakes, everyone. And earthquakes happen every 1 to 3 days' time while players are in the caves, so they are quite the common occurrences, I would say. And they last for roughly 15 seconds at the most, and plummet 5 to 6 objects to the ground per second at that. And said objects are usually easy to dodge, as we can actually see where they're landing, but if you do get bonked, you'll be losing 30 health per item. Not good. And all this falling debris will also damage other mobs, certain walls, and even destroy other debris already left on the ground if they do so happen to hit each other. So be mindful there. But let's talk about what debris is actually falling here. While around 75% of the objects that do fall from quakes will shatter upon impact, of the 5 to 6 that do fall per second, there is a 37.5% chance at simple rocks and flint, a 5% chance at gold, niter, live rabbits, and live moleworms, of which will be knocked out as they land, so if you're quick enough, you can pick them up, and a 1.6% chance at red/blue gems and even marble. And honestly, those are not bad odds, friends, especially when we don't actually need to wait for these quakes to occur naturally. For you see, we can cause earthquakes with explosions. Well, what we're actually doing is just shortening the quake timer. However, with how often they do occur anyways, but a couple booms is darn near always enough in most cases. But gunpowder shortens the timer by 200 seconds, Slurtle slime by a mere 50 seconds, although the more slime in a stack, the better, in case you were wondering. And yes, that can be applied to all the explosion stacks, but even blowing up Slurtles themselves can cause quakes, folks. And doing it this way shortens the timer by 300 seconds. Very nice. But speaking of these slow slime producers, Slurtles and Snurtles actually emerge from their Slurtle mounds following earthquakes in search of minerals to eat. And when they do so, they can actually produce Slurtle slime for us. So the cycle continues. And in keeping with mod behavior here, Sploo monkeys are supposed to all flee back home once an earthquake begins, and this could be used to retrieve some lost items or just whatever the heck they've been picking up around you lately. But I haven't really been experiencing that of late, both with natural and or player caused quakes. So perhaps I'm just completely misremembering that this is only a solo don't starve thing, or something has changed. But whatever the case, one last quote unquote mob note here is that defeating big tentacles down under may also trigger an earthquake more often than not, but it's not a guarantee. I would still make note though. However, mobs and explosives are not our only choices, folks. We can actually create small, very centralized earthquakes when we use a telelocator staff down in the caves. However, since all 5 objects sort of fall all in one place, chances are we won't actually get any of the items to take with us. But it's still a source of quakes though that might give you something good now and then. But let's already start to wrap up with some more specifics here, like how the phases of the nightmare cycle actually have an impact on quakes, as during its peak phase, the actual nightmare phase, earthquakes can and will occur much faster than normal. But since the phase itself only lasts for 3 minutes and 30 seconds at the most, chances are you'll still only get 1, maybe 2 during this time regardless. But now, the really cool bits about how quakes function in 2 new biomes in this game. The Lunar Grotto and the Ancient Archive. And in the Lunar Grotto, an earthquake can produce rocks, flint, moon glass, naked mole bats, care rats, and stone fruit over the usual loot, all with a 20% chance each with that same 5 to 6 objects per second nonsense. However, within the Ancient Archives, everyone, nothing falls during an earthquake. Not a single thing. So it seems the ancients figured that one out long ago to help protect themselves and their knowledge. But there you have it, everyone. A super quick showering of information on earthquakes and Don't Starve Together. But one final note would be to actually carry the mole worms that fall in the caves back up to the surface, as they don't actually burrow down below, only when up above. So perhaps you can just add them to your mole worm farms in that case. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Wear your hard hats, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye bye.